in here?
Right.
Okay. And what is that? An old water heater? It was never hooked back up?
Are you doing video?
Yeah.
This is a water heater, yeah.
Okay.
That's not being used. This
Okay.
was the old oil-fired boiler for the retail store.
Okay.
This was an
The old oil tank? Okay.
for either the retail store or for the whole building. The owner was telling me he was spending like 21 grand.
Yep.
Okay.
He just told me. Yeah.
All right, so
he
they-
disconnected all of it.
Right.
Yep.
So that one's not active. I'm not sure where it was going, but it's not active now.
Okay.
Same thing, obviously, with that one that's turned on its side near the door.
Okay.
He's taking that out of here.
Okay. Okay. But he did say there was still some oil
Yes,
left in the building.
that is over here.
Okay.
That's right.
That's right.
You definitely don't want to go in here. That there, heater, is doing just the retail stores, 3 or
Okay.
4 radiators up there.
Okay.
This oil tank is active,
Okay.
and then that, can you see the tankless water heater back there?
Yep.
There's 2 of those. He was not sure exactly how they feed, what feeds what, but he said one of them feeds 3 units, the other feeds the other 3 units.
Yep. He told me that.
Okay.
And they put those in, and we pay for that. We pay for the propane for that.
Yes.
For the water heater.
I would imagine, yeah.
Okay.
They look to be about 3 years old, going off the serial numbers. The heater looks newer than what he said. He said he thought it was around 20. I would have guessed closer to 15, maybe even a little bit younger.
Okay.
That particular manufacturer does not stamp their manufacture date on there.
Okay.
So far mechanically, we're pretty good so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you said the propane water heaters were like 5 years old, but
Okay.
3 is what you yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
and
And there's another one over. There's another one over here, right?
Yeah. Serial number says 08. So
Okay.
that's what I'm going off of. Now those are, like you said, are run by propane.
Okay.
Why they use propane, I'm not sure, because there's gas here. The
Okay.
gas, apparently, there's 1, 2, 3 meters over there. Apparently, all that's doing are the stoves up in the units. Natural gas is, right now, at least, cheaper to operate than propane.
Okay.
So,
So why wouldn't we run the gas to these?
I'm not sure. He
Okay.
wasn't sure why he did it either.
Okay. But they do have the propane tank in the back.
Yeah, normally you lease those, but you don't own them.
Okay.
So you'll have to figure that out whether he owns them or not.
Okay.
And then if they're leased and you're going to keep the propane, you guys are going to have to transfer them to your name.
Okay.
All right, so far mechanically we're pretty good.
Okay.
In here, one small little breaker that's wired wrong. It's a what was it? This 20 amp has a 15 amp wire going into it.
Okay.
So just as simple as swapping that out to a 15.
Okay.
Everything else in here looks fine.
Okay.
Now structure's a different story. You know, we're gonna let Greg take that over when he gets here. I see plenty wrong.
Okay.
You know, there's obviously mold. This is all black mold
Okay.
all over all this drywall. This floor is dirt, so you get all the moisture coming up through here.
Okay. Is that mold because it's drywall? Is that the idea? Like versus if you just had stone down here, it wouldn't collect
Yeah,
mold?
yeah. Mold will not grow on stone.
Okay.
Or
So they almost
concrete.
have to like rip that out.
Yeah, yeah, and then the dampness down here. I mean, mold will grow on wood too. So I mean, look, you even got mold on this suspect asbestos.
Okay.
I've seen this stuff in the past get tested, and it's not asbestos. Normally, asbestos is really hard. See how soft that is? I'll recommend you get it tested,
Okay.
or at least just remove it.
Okay. And then the wood, what would you do? Treat it with mold for mold or something and take out the drywall?
I haven't seen any mold on the wood,
Okay.
which I'm kind of surprised with the amount of moisture that's down here.
Okay.
What you want to do is get rid of the moisture. It's whether you concrete the floor or it's as simple as laying it's called a vapor barrier. It's just a 6 mil plastic that keeps the moisture in the dirt.
Okay.
Depending on what, obviously this is not finishable space for, realistically.
Right.
Nor would you be finishing it for the type of,
Right. But we could get rid of the extra mechanics that we don't need down here, like the water
Yeah.
heater and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
he
and then
says
just
that-
seal it off.
he said he's leaving this stuff.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
maybe something you can ask him to remove if you want it moved.
Okay.
Yeah, he's leaving this stuff.
But if the oil tank is empty, it's empty probably, right?
Yeah, it's reading empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we would just have somebody come and take all this out, seal
Yeah.
up the floor.
Yeah, that tank probably have to get cut. It looks awfully close.
Okay.
But yeah, you could get some
Okay.
junk company in here.
And then and then this drywall is just here to separate the rooms.
I suppose.
But has no
certainly
other
not serving
use?
any purpose. So yeah, we got mold on every piece of drywall that's down here. Here, here, in the other room also.
Okay. What is this thing?
That, he said, it has nothing to do with the building. He said this is an old safe or something.
It's frightening. A little bit. In a spooky way.
That movie I just watched where they
Right.
pulled that body out of one of
Right.
these things.
With a chain on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice and good for Halloween.
Certainly
Okay.
not doing anything. It's actually kind of cool, dude. If you could
Yeah.
scrape it, paint it, it might be worth something.
Right. That is a cool item.
But no, certainly nothing mechanical, nothing to do with the building.
Okay.
All right. Now they've obviously added a lot of these lolly cones and stuff after the fact. This one, for instance, is completely rotted through, and it is holding something up there. This looks like the same pipe wrap where they took it off. Normally, when we find asbestos, they're on the heating pipes like this.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Even if, so say this were asbestos and they removed it, there's still fibers here. See this stuff? This little, looks like fiberglass. That makes me think that it's asbestos.
Oh, because there's still stuff on there?
Yeah, well, these little fibers, that's what asbestos looks like.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Um,
And this drywall probably has mold on it then too, or it doesn't
yeah, that's
because
a
the
little
concrete.
bit there. You can stand on that, your shoes will be alright. But, well, if you jump up, you probably won't get too muddy. See all this is all black mold. This is just an old set of steps, all this water in here, which, for one, they're dumping their condensate drain from the air conditioner right down to here.
Okay. What from the air conditioner? Oh, the central AC.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's intentionally dumped down here.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, and they did it over there too, I guess, for one of the wall units.
It's interesting.
Yeah. This is the oil tank again. This is a somewhat newer. Everything checked out okay with that.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave the foundation and structure to Greg, like I was saying. I see plenty wrong with it. Do you have enough light on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, just a lot of these joists are split. This cut out in the wall I don't like. This is going into a crawl space, which, obviously we can't get into there. Here's this, yeah, dripping. That's the condensate drain.
Where's that? Where's it coming out of?
It's up top there. See, there's a little black pipe, you see it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's dripping right down there. Okay.
So, mechanically not so bad.
Structurally and
Structurally.
mold we have to check out, and asbestos.
Yeah.
3 things you want to look into.
And then, when we don't want water down here either,
Right.
Aside from this little drain, that has nothing to do with that drain. That's from the grading outside. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
All right, so that's pretty much it down here. Let me run through my camera and make sure I showed you everything.
And these bricks don't help at all, right? I mean, you'd have to seal on top of this to get rid of some of the dirt moisture, or do the bricks stop the dirt moisture?
They help.
Okay.
They help, but these are just dry laid. There's no mortar in them or anything.
Right.
So yeah.
So it just helps a little bit. It'd be
Yeah.
better to totally seal it off.
Kind of cool. These are probably original to the house. But, you could put plastic down right on top of this to help control the moisture.
But this seems to be the only section that's actually concrete.
Yeah, that is the only one.
Okay.
And then on a smaller scale, like an open electrical splice here. You want to see that inside of the junction box. This drain connection's open right here, right up top there. Which there's stuff down here might have been from an overflow and poured out. Who knows?
Okay.
There's a couple junction boxes on the other side, just missing covers.
Okay.
That's all minor stuff in the grand scheme, but yeah.
And then this is an old radiator that's just not.
Yeah, that's just sitting there.
That's not doing anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. And this is just a door that goes out to the side entrance to the
Yeah, he
basement.
said he's never had that opened.
Okay.
He said that what he thinks is calling a safe there was in front of this door the whole time.
Okay. Oh, they moved the safe?
Yeah.
And they have this tube. What is this tube?
That was the other thing. The sump pumps, there's 2 of them, one there and one back here. I don't know how it works in the borough, since it's considered a mixed-use building, I suppose. These both dump into the waste lines.
Okay.